Well, hello everyone, how are you doing this fine day? Hope you're enjoying your week. This is not a survival challenge, actually, funny enough. Going to do things a little bit differently today. I mentioned sort of off the cuff of doing something like this, and the comment section really wanted me to do it. So here we are. How are you? Now, when I make my survival challenges, like 90% of the time, everybody's really cool about whatever opinions I give out. Doesn't matter what the opinion is, whether they believe the opinion's wrong, right, whatever, doesn't matter. Generally speaking, everybody's relatively positive about it. I might get some people who are correcting me on things or being like, well, you know, actually, you need to think about this. And we have good discussions in the comments. It's a lot of fun. But there are a couple of universes out there where, for whatever reason, a large portion of the fandom are very aggressive. Let's say aggressive. They get very irritated anytime you put anything of their series against something else and have them do anything less than completely fucking dominate. One of the worst is the Warhammer 40k fans. Now, just to be clear, I am not attacking the Warhammer 40k fans of this video. Like, if you're a Warhammer 40k fan and you like Warhammer, I like it too. I think it's a really cool universe. But even you, as a reasonable Warhammer 40k fan, has to admit that a large portion of your fandom are out of their fucking mind and need a massive dose of humility. Well, that's what this video is all about. So the point of this video is I'm going to take one single Space Marine and put him up against a bunch of different characters, and basically he's not going to win any of these. The whole point is to talk about all of the different characters that would absolutely fucking mollywop a Space Marine. Because again, humility is important. It's a good thing to absorb. If you're a fan of Warhammer and you already have that humility down in your soul and you enjoy it, and you enjoy talking about it, and you don't feel actual, real physical pain every time someone says that some fictional character might beat them, also a fictional character, in a fucking fictional fight, then, you know, you should keep watching. It'll be fine. If you are someone who gets physically hurt by that, I think you should still keep watching because, again, this is your humility dose. Enjoy. And for all the non-Warhammer 40k fans, sit back, relax, watch the video, and enjoy the potential and inevitable chaos that will ensue in the comments section. See, that's the thing about the Rouga Rabid channel. I make videos for everyone. But I've wasted enough of your time. Let's get started. So for the first pick, we're going to jump into the Warframe universe, and don't worry, I'm not picking a Warframe. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose of this list. The whole purpose is to kind of surprise you, show you a character that you're like, really, those guys? They would, okay, that's interesting, you know? It wouldn't be a surprise to anyone that a Warframe would beat a fucking Space Marine, I hope. Now, in the Warhammer community, I will probably be wrong about that, and I will most certainly get some kind of argument in the comment section saying that Space Marines would absolutely slaughter Warframe, but we don't listen to that group. I think we're all pretty well aware that that's kind of delusional. The physical strength and speed of a Warframe so far surpass that as a Space Marine that there's really not even a proper argument to be had. So no, we're not talking about Warframe. We are going to be talking about the Grineer. Yeah, you know those dudes who you kill literally thousands of per mission? You just run around the levels swinging your weapon mindlessly like you're not even thinking about it, and before you know it, you racked up a kill count greater than the population of Tokyo? Yeah. Those guys, they're gonna fuck up the Space Marines. Now let me be clear here, I'm not really here to shit on the Space Marines. They are physically strong, they're fast, they have some good stuff. I'm not saying anything bad about them. Like, a Space Marine without his power armor can lift around 2 to 3 tons. That's between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds. With their power armor, they can lift between 6 and 9 tons. That's a lot of weight. We know that top tier Space Marines are capable of deflecting bullets shot at them at point blank range, which is also, again, very impressive for their speed. However, the Grineer are a lot more impressive. Just to give you an idea of how powerful the absolute bare bottom weakest Grineer soldiers are, the armor of a Grineer Lancer has been estimated to be around 800 kilos, almost 1,400 pounds. Almost. It's like 1,322 pounds or something like that. Whereas the heavy Grineer armor has been estimated to be around 2 or even 3 times that weight. So absolute bare minimum, the heavy Grineer are walking around with 2,600 pounds of armor just wearing it. It should also be noted that unlike the Space Marines, their armor does not give them any physical enhancements whatsoever. While wearing this armor, these characters are capable of rolling around, jumping, running, whatever. They also never take off the armor. They wear it 24/7. Your average Space Marine would severely struggle to even wear this armor for more than an hour or so without passing out from fucking exhaustion. And this is just how the Grineer live at all times. They don't even notice the weight of the armor. And while not being anywhere near the speed of the Warframes, they've also been shown doing things like lifting up and flipping over tanks, and these are not small tanks. tanks. These are big fucking tanks that are considerably heavier than 9 tons, which is the maximum amount of weight that a Space Marine can lift before you start getting into like the Custodes, where they have like 3 times the amount of strength. And again, let me remind you, this is the basic bitch lowest level Grineer. This would be like the equivalent of a guardsman within the Imperium of Man. When you start to get to the higher level Grineer, it is a totally different fucking story, and they begin to completely dwarf the strength and speed of all of the Space Marines, including the Custodes. If you need any more proof within the lore of the game, it is specifically shown and stated that the guns of the Grineer fire with so much power that even the Warframe at times struggle to deal with the recoil. When you see how strong many of the Warframe are, it starts to sink in just how fucking strong the Grineer have to be in order to fire these guns. Recently at TennoCon, they released a trailer that showed Excalibur being able to lift up the foot of a giant fucking robotic monster creature that is bare minimum 8 stories tall, and he's able to hold up this thing's foot, not allowing it to crush him. With this feat, you're talking about literally hundreds of tons of weight that he's capable of lifting up, and this dude struggles to deal with the recoil of the Grineer weapons. The Grineer are physical fucking monsters. Now, do I think your basic bitch Grineer is going to be able to overtake a Space Marine? No, absolutely not. In lore, we know that the Grineer are not actually really well trained, and they're basically just cloned, given guns, and thrown on the front lines to die. That's the whole point of the Grineer. The Space Marines are far better trained, and while there will be a challenge getting over characters that are this much stronger than them, many of them have literally thousands upon thousands of years of experience and is trained in basically every weapon you could possibly think of, so they should be able to deal. The problem is when you start to get to the higher level Grineer, because many of these Grineers do not die immediately, and they actually do really well, and they go on battlefield after battlefield after battlefield, and they get promotion after promotion. They start to be gifted better technology and more upgrades, and now you're starting to get into the higher levels like the Eximus Grineer and the ones even above that that are like captains and commanders and all this kind of shit. And once you start getting to them, yeah, they're gonna fuck up a Space Marine. They're going to massively fuck up a Space Marine. Not only are they physically stronger and faster than the low tier Grineers, who are already better than the Space Marines, but now you have all of this extra technology they can do. Like for instance, the Arctic Eximus are capable of creating this massive field that just slows down everything that goes into it by 30%. It's also a shielding, which stops any ranged attacks from going in, forcing whoever's fighting them to enter the field, who will automatically get a 30% speed decrease. And before you say the Space Marines are resistant to cold, so are the Warframes that can literally survive the vacuum of space, as well as go to planets that are ice planets that no normal person can go to, and yet this field still affects them, which is why people think that the field is not actually ice, but it's more so affecting the molecules and slowing those down, because nothing here is really shown to freeze inside of it, even though it's called an Arctic barrier. It just seems to slow shit down, and that's just one Eximus. There's an energy Eximus that can just literally absorb all of the energy and power that comes anywhere near it, as long as you're in its sight. And considering that the vast majority of the Space Marine's strength comes from his power armor, if all of the energy of that power armor is completely sapped by the energy Eximus, that means it's gonna lose shit like its shielding and its strength enhancements, and now you're going to have a Space Marine that's like 3 times weaker than a normal Space Marine, and the Grineer would literally just one-shot them. These stronger Grineer are shown to be able to threaten Warframes, who again are significantly stronger and faster than a Space Marine. A Space Marine has no chance whatsoever against the higher level Grineer, or even like mid-high level Grineer, and against the lower tier Grineer, they might be able to take on like 2 or 3 at a time. The massive fucking strength and speed advantages are going to completely overtake them, and I mean, they're getting fucking mollywop. It ain't even gonna be close. Okay, that took way too long. I wanted to do like 10 of these bitches, and if I take that long, that's not gonna. I gotta speed these up. Next character that would 100% murder rape a Space Marine is the Tamer. This is kind of the character that actually gave me the idea to make this video. And while I think it's pretty obvious that the Tamer with her pals is absolutely capable of destroying Space Marine, and I don't think there's much of an argument to be made there. I mean, there are pals that are talked about within the lore that are capable of causing apocalyptic earthquakes, as well as another pal that completely froze an entire mountain range and permanently altered the weather in that area. There is no questioning, the pals are no fucking joke. I'm not even getting into all their hacksy abilities, like the ability to permanently put someone to sleep and they stay asleep for their entire life until they die. There's all kinds of stuff. That would not be a crazy off the wall claim. What I'm claiming is that the Tamer can beat a Space Marine without the use of any pals. The Tamer is so strong that he can with one hand lift up any pal in the entire game. Many of these pals are considerably heavier than the 9 tons that Space Marines can lift at maximum. And he does it with one hand over his head like he's carrying a fucking tray of food, and can just run around around at top speeds and jump and all kinds of stuff while holding them. The strength of the Pal Tamer dwarfs that of the Space Marine. You also have to look at the fact the Pal Tamer is capable of fighting against any PAL in the entire game without the help of other PALs. Now, while the PALs are definitely stronger than the Pal Tamer and they do more damage than the Pal Tamer in the game, you could potentially go after any PAL in the game without the help of PALs, just with your armors and weapons and regular bullshit, and you can get their health down and you can catch them. Your weapons do damage. And that's another thing, your weapons are stupidly fucking powerful. You have a meteor launcher in this game. You have a mystical pseudo magic sword that has the ability to fire giant, like, weird energy cat magic projectiles with each swing. You have plasma cannons and light beam rifles and all kinds of other crazy shit that are capable of damaging all of the crazy earth-shattering monsters that are in this game. This is all without going into the crazy space-time bullshit that they got going on. The Pal Tamer can use the Pal Spheres to catch literally anything, including other humans. It's not just pals like Pokemon where you can only catch Pokemon. No, you can catch pals, you can catch humans, you can catch anybody. And when you catch them, it locks them into another space-time, like outside of our own, while also immediately stripping all of the will from whoever you catch, making them obedient to you. Things like energy shields and armor have absolutely no effect on this. However, just like Pokemon, you do have to weaken the thing that you're fighting a little. Well, sort of. You sort of have to weaken, because it depends on the strength of the actual Pal Sphere. Like, if you're throwing the most power, like a legendary Pal Sphere or some shit, at some of the weakest Pals, you're still gonna catch them. You don't even have to weaken them at all. And I would actually argue that the Space Marines would be on the weaker end of the Pals. One of the weakest Pals in the game is a Pal that can kick people at hypersonic speeds. That's literally stated in the lore. And you 100% do not have to get its health down if you're throwing one of the better Pal Spheres at it. So I would argue the Pal Tamer can just show up, throw a really badass Pal Sphere at the Space Marine, and he's gonna automatically get caught. There's nothing he can even fucking do about it. You could say that maybe he could dodge, but he's not faster than the Pal Tamer either. Again, as I said, the Pal Tamer can fist fight a fucking Pal at the start of the game who kicks at hypersonic speeds. Pal Tamer be fucking up the Space Marines. Next up on the list, we have a Helldiver. Don't freak out. I am not saying that a Helldiver is completely gonna fucking beat the living shit out of all Space Marines. That's not what I'm saying. This is actually kind of a pseudo sequel to a previous video I made where I put 3 Space Marines up against 20 Helldivers to see who would win, because I got a lot of comments in that video which basically said something along the lines of, no, you're full of shit. One single Space Marine would solo the entire Helldivers universe. Now, I don't know if this was rage bait or if they believed this, but I don't get angry about this kind of stuff, so I'm going to take them at their word and just assume that they mean and believe the things that they say. And if that is indeed the case, that is fucking wild, man. A Space Marine would not solo our real world Earth. I mean, we have rail cannons and nuclear warheads. Do you seriously think a Space Marine is surviving either of those things? It's stated in the Warhammer 40k lore that small arms fire at close range will break through Space Marine armor. So yes, firing a shell from a tank is gonna fucking hurt a Space Marine. People are goddamn ridiculous. Anyway, in that previous video, if you haven't seen it, I came to the conclusion the Helldivers would absolutely win, and this mainly came down to their radar technology. A lot of people commented saying this was stupid because Space Marines also have radar technology, which is a lie. They do not have radar technology. They have Auspex, which is a scanner, not a radar. Very, very different. The Auspex is in no way comparable to the radar of the Helldivers. It isn't even close. It is a handheld scanner. You have to hold it in your hand, meaning you don't have both your hands free. It only scans shit in one direction, and it only tells you if there's life signs within that direction. It also only has a range of 50 meters. There are some that have higher ranges, but those are mounted and on vehicles. In a person's hand, it's only 50 meters. There are actually stories within the novels where Space Marines will come across like a building or something, and they'll scan the building with the Auspex, and it will tell them that there's life signs in there, but it will not tell them where those life signs are, how much they are, or who they are. Doesn't give them any of this information. By comparison, if you go over to the Helldivers, theirs is a legitimate radar that goes around their entire body. It's not handheld, it's on their wrist, so they can look at it at any time without having to put their fucking weapon away. It does tell them the exact location of enemies, and it has a range of 75 meters, which can be upgraded with a booster to be 113 meters, more than double the range of what the Auspex is for the Space Marine. So my point in that video, which is still factually correct, is that if you drop Helldiver down to the world and you drop a Space Marine, the Helldiver is going to be aware of the Space Marine's location before the Space Marine is aware of the Helldiver. This is a fact. Now, the basic overall point that I came to in that video, which again I still stand by, is the fact that the Helldivers have way more shit to fuck up the Space Marines than the reverse, due to this ability to know where they are beforehand. Like, a Helldiver can literally just put down a fucking mortar and mortar strike the Space Marines without the Helldiver putting himself in danger at all. I've also argued the Helldiver's weapons are far more varied and also, shocking to most people for some reason, more powerful. Something as simple as an autocannon that the Helldiver has is actually a larger caliber with a much bigger explosive than something like the heavy bolter would be for a Space Marine. Considerably so, not just slightly. The heavy bolter fires a 1 caliber round, about 23, 24 millimeter round, if you want to, compare the two. Whereas the autocannon's shittier rounds do shoot 20 millimeters, which is slightly smaller, but their flak rounds, which are larger with larger explosive range, is 40 millimeters. This is something that's not fireable by humans and is generally in giant mounted cannons. This would 100% go through the armor of a Space Marine. People have told me that Space Marines will blitz Helldivers. They only run 60 miles an hour. Blitzing means they go so fast you can't react to them. I can react to 60 miles an hour. A Helldiver can react to 60 miles an hour. People massively exaggerate the speeds of Space Marines. They're not blitzing anybody. They're going fast, and they're going faster than a Helldiver can go, but they're not fucking blitzing. Those are two different things. In all honesty, the only opinion that I've actually changed is the fact that I originally said that Helldivers have a better chance at long range, especially if they're not aware of each other's locations, due to the fact the Helldiver is going to be where first and has weapons that can nuke them from an other side of the map, as well as stratagems that automatically target their location, like the orbital rail cannon, and would 100% one-shot the Space Marine. But I did say that at close range, like melee range, a Space Marine would win, as well as if you put them in an environment without a whole lot of stuff to hide behind. Like, if you put them in a giant open arena where there's no like big rocks or trees or something, like not a forested area, then the Space Marine very clearly has an advantage due to their speed and the fact that their weapons has a better chance of one-shotting the Helldivers, and the Helldivers' weapons have is one-shotting a Space Marine. However, that's kind of not the case anymore. And the reason why that is because there's been a lot of downloadable content that has introduced more weapons and abilities at close range that has made this fight basically impossible for a Space Marine to win at close range with a melee weapon. Like, what the fuck is a Space Marine gonna do to a warp pack? If you don't know what a warp pack is, it's something that the Helldivers have now, where they open up a black hole wherever they want to go and then teleport directly to where that black hole appears. Anything that's where that black hole is immediately fucking killed. What would the Space Marine's speed and strength advantage even mean when the Helldiver can instantly teleport and open up a black hole inside the body of a Space Marine, immediately killing him? It's a big fucking black hole. It's larger than the Space Marine is. And he can open it up inside the Space Marine's body if he wants to. It's instant teleportation. It completely eliminates speed as a concept in a melee fight. Things like the Helldiver having the mobile hell bomb on his back. You want to come up and fight in a melee fight against a dude who's walking around with a nuclear warhead strapped to his back? Yeah, they'll both die, but that's not a victory for the Space Marine. The Helldiver now has a pistol that has a massive explosive attached to it that is the equivalent of the orbital precision strike. This weapon is used to destroy whole fucking factories with a single shot. This would kill a Space Marine. So again, do I think that 100% a Helldiver is killing a Space Marine? No. Space Marine does have a lot of advantages. However, so does the Helldiver. He's gonna know where the Space Marine is before the Space Marine knows where he is. He has a far more varied arsenal. The stratagems are so far beyond anything that the Space Marine has that it's not even fucking close at that point. And overall, the Helldiver just has a really, really good fucking chance of winning this. Not 100%, but it's good. And at this point in the series, it's probably over 50. And even if it wasn't over 50, the Helldivers every month or so keep adding new shit to the game that's making them more and more and more powerful. Whereas Warhammer adds stuff that makes the Space Marines more powerful like once every 5 or 10 years, but for the most part, they stay kind of the same strength they always were. So really, it's just a matter of time. The Helldivers completely surpass them to the point that they can't do fucking anything. So unlike all the previous options in this list, where the Space Marine basically has no chance at all at winning, he does have a chance here, but it's nowhere near guaranteed like people think it is. I mean, seriously, the whole universe of Helldivers, one Space Marine? What are you, fucking nuts? Oh god, I really need to speed this up. Okay, next up we have Atom Smasher from the Cyberpunk universe. Super easy this one is. He's capable of taking the gravity attack that David Martinez did on him. This gravity attack is shown to completely flatten tanks and and push solid rock down several feet, like a solid 6-7 feet into the ground. This was calculated at being 3,000 pounds per square inch, and when you calculate it on top of how much it did to Atom Smasher, it becomes about 130,000 fucking tons on top of him, which is for obvious reasons way more than the 9 tons that is the maximum of a Space Marine. And not only does this not damage Atom Smasher, but it doesn't even bring him to his knees. He just stands there with this amount of force pushing down on him and then starts walking through it like it's not even fucking there. It looks like it's kind of a minor inconvenience. In terms of speed, as I said, the Space Marines can deflect a bullet at close range. That's impressive, I suppose, but not for the Cyberpunk universe. Even without a Sandevistan, it is not uncommon for regular basic bitch dudes to deflect dozens and dozens of automatic fire with just like a sword or something, because, you know, their brains are all fucking computers that calculate it way faster than a Space Marine can calculate. But with the Sandevistan, they actually go so fast that bullets look like they're not even fucking moving through the air. This is for obvious reasons considerably faster than the 60 miles an hour that Space Marines can go. And it should also be noted that the tabletop game is canon to the actual video game. And in the tabletop game, Atom Smasher's official stats show his speed being the maximum that it can possibly be. Like, if you make your character and max out your speed stat and then have every single cybernetic in the game that can enhance speed to its absolute maximum, yeah, that's how fast Atom Smasher is. So if another character is shown deflecting bullets, Atom Smasher should be able to do the exact same thing. Atom Smasher should not only be able to do the exact same thing, but do it to the peakest level that possibly can be. Atom Smasher is so physically strong, he doesn't even use normal guns anymore. His current gun that he uses is an automatic anti-tank rifle that he ripped off the side of a fucking helicopter and then upgraded even more to be stronger than that. No normal person can fire his guns, and he fires it with one hand. He's almost never seen putting 2 hands on a gun that he shoots. So I'm done with this character, right? I don't have to keep trying to convince you that he's gonna fuck up a Space Marine. It's obvious, you get it? Okay, let's move on. Next up, we have the Earth Defense Force. Literally any individual soldier in the entirety of the Earth Defense Force would overcome a Space Marine, would likely overcome several Space Marine, possibly several dozen Space Marine. This is not a close fight. Your average EDF soldier can survive massive explosions to the face, having skyscrapers falling on top of them, being chucked through skyscrapers, fighting massive kaiju on foot, being hit by massive amounts of atomic radiation, being shot at by giant laser weapons by a literal army of UFOs, and their guns, especially when you start to get to the end game, are powerful enough to level whole cities with a single shot. Bare minimum, several city blocks. It's super easy. At the start of the game, you get guns that can level whole skyscrapers with like 2 or 3 shots. The EDF are stupidly overpowered, and it is a universe that is constantly being attacked by kaiju, aliens, giant insects, god-level beings from other universes, and you just play a random foot soldier in this war that is capable of fighting against all these fucking things. Literally, the only thing that the Space Marine has over an EDF soldier is speed, which isn't really going to matter given that Space Marine's weapons are going to do very little, if any, damage to an EDF soldier. Like, even something like a Meltagun that is straight up stated to instantly be able to turn armored metal into soup isn't really going to do all that much to an EDF soldier who can take a giant atomic blast from a fucking Godzilla-based kaiju and be, I mean, kind of hurt, but not as much as he should be. Nowhere near as much as he should be. I always laugh at the internet. Like, if you go on Google right now and you type in who is the strongest soldier in fiction, I guarantee you it will say a Space Marine. And to the internet, do you not know that EDF even exists? Like, it's not even close. Next up, we have the bull shark from Maneater. This is a constantly adapting shark that no matter what you throw at him keeps getting stronger and learning and getting bigger, and he's a fucking shark. He's a big ass fucking shark. In the game, they start shooting at him, so he acquires this super hard bone armor that basically makes it bulletproof. They try poisoning the water supply, so he acquires poison abilities and becomes completely immune to poison. They start using electricity against him, and now he turns into fucking electricity and basically kind of does this like electrical teleport thing that he like turns into electricity and passes through things. He can turn into shadows. He constantly increases in size to virtually no end. He's capable of biting through in one chomp an entire submarine, completely crushing it. Just to give you an idea how strong that is, military submarines in the real world, and this was indeed a military submarine, are capable of standing 80,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, and this dude just bites through it like it's not even fucking there. He literally takes on the entire military, and none of them can stop him. At one point, he's fighting like the main boss of the base game, not including the DLCs. He's fighting the main boss, and it ends with him jumping on the boat to kill him, and then the dude strapped the entire boat with tons and tons and tons of TNT, making this huge explosion in the middle of the ocean, with this shark being at the center of it, and it does nothing. He's not damaged at all. And this is before he reaches his full power, which he does in the DLC when he actually gets like nuclear and atomic powers. Becomes a fucking nuclear bomb that comes in the shape of a megalodon. This is another one where the Space Marine won't even really be able to damage the shark, and even if they can damage it, it won't be very long because they'll fucking adapt to anything that the Space Marine wants to do to him. The megalodon could literally bite through the Space Marine armor and shielding and everything in one bite without really any trouble at all. And given that the shark can literally turn into electricity to travel, you can't even argue that a Space Marine would have a speed advantage. That shark is eating good tonight. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for this video today. I know this video is all over the place because I'm used to going into way more depth on 4 characters as opposed to trying to make a video with 10 characters all squeezed into one video. I gotta get used to just talking about a character for just a couple minutes and then moving on and not going too much into it. But if you want another video like this, make sure to let me know by liking, subscribing, let the algorithm pick this video up, because if this video doesn't do well, you're not gonna get any more. It's kind of the way it works. We gotta feed that sweet, sweet capitalistic system. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment, share, join the membership. Remember, join the membership. You get exclusive access to unique videos that no one else can get. And always remember, y'all stay safe out there, you hear?